Hey, Drippy gang. This is Drippy, your source of options drip on a daily basis. Here we talk about some of the most exciting setups based on options flow, technical analysis, pattern analysis, macroeconomic events, and current market structure. So if you want to make some tendies, stick around. My goal is for all of you to achieve financial freedom and create life-changing wealth. So on the screen, I have my Twitter account dedicated to knowledge, interaction, community, and there are a lot of fake profiles. So keep that in mind that, I don't have a Telegram. I don't have any other Twitter account apart from this. And DRIPPY2HARD is my handle. Don't fall for traps. There are a lot of scammers out there. As the followers are growing, the scammers are growing as well. So please don't fall for scams. I'm not going to ask you for your Bitcoin. I'm not going to ask you for your address or anything like that. I'm not going to DM you. Now, folks who are not aware, I'm on vacation, so there might be background noise here. So I'm apologize in advance for that. And you know, folks who are new to the channel, trading is my passion, and that's why I do this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and retweet and tweet my stuff because it really helps me to, continue uh, publishing the content. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about couple setups. Actually, I have 8 to 9 stocks in my watch list. And first one I'm going to talk about is BIIB, which is Biogen. Now, looking at the chart from a monthly perspective here, it is in, it kind of like has been bouncing off from this demand zone per se, like around 220 area is where the buyers step in, and then this is where the sellers are around 357. So right now it's just under consolidation, and we have approaching this EMA, the long EMA. I think it's just 180 200 EMA, and it's kind of like hovering around that. And also it's in a squeeze right now. The momentum is to the downside, but it can change to the upside based on the price action. But let's look at from the weekly chart. It does look like a falling wedge setup, or you can even consider this as a channel here. And it's been part of the channel, either this channel or this channel here. Okay. And it's trying to kind of like climb back up, break out of this channel. And one thing to note here is that, you know, these are bio stocks. They are always risky. If you should not put like if you put 5% risk on other trades, put 3% on bio, because these names can go either way. But right now it's just consolidating around this area. If you look at the lower time frames, it's in a squeeze on 4 hour chart. um, but it can go either way. So if it goes above 240 area, then I think the next target we are looking at is 250 right here. And I think this is a short-term play for me. And then finally we have 260, and then we have 270 right here. 275 would be actually a better target. 260, and we have 265 as another cluster here of resistance. So actually this is a supply area right here. So this is where, if the price, if it breaks out, this is where I think the breakout would probably pause, and a couple other things to note here is that the reason why I'm so bullish is, first, let's check the news here and look at this. To continue review under the Japanese advisory panel, decided to continue deliberations, so they didn't decline it. So that's one thing. And the decline was priced in maybe, and that's why the price has been completely obliterated here. And let's look at the flow here for a sec. I mean, look at this flow here for BIIB on Friday, 50,000 plus premium here. Ask side calls and puts, both DTE range. You can set it to 1 to 60 days, and you don't see anything. So someone is buying 2023, 2024 way out of money call. So this is a longer term swing play. And this is for the ones who like to hold leaps. I think I got a lot of questions about leaps, and I think this is a good stock to hold leaps. So I'm not going to talk much about it because it's not like an intraday trade pattern. But if it breaks to 40, I'm thinking about getting, not leaps, but weekly calls. We'll keep you updated on this one, but um, this stock is not something which you'll trade on a daily basis, but definitely looks interesting because you see these random spikes. We can capitalize on them, and we can make a significant amount of money in a day. So that's why I have this on my watch list. I mean, it might consolidate for a couple more weeks, to be honest. That's why it's better to wait for a breakout or buy leaps. All right, so next one I'm going to talk about is PANW. Now, PANW, this is one of my favorite stocks to trade. I've talked about is now look at the RSI. It's on the overbought zone since 16th of August, but doesn't want to stop. The stock has been in overbought zone for a while, and on a weekly chart and on monthly as well. So I mean, look at this run on PanW, is just insane, but looks like it has more room to go. It is in a squeeze. There have been price upgrades to 600, 650, and also if you look here, this has been acting as a resistance for a while. So now it might kind of like get rejected here, kind of like a double top, come here, retest this area, like 538, 540 has been a big resistance. It just broke through that, so it might retest and then continue next leg up, or it might just break out. And it's in a squeeze, so it might just break out. And also, if you look at this flag breakout right here, so it did break out of the flag. uh, I don't think it will come back again to retest this. But if it does, that would be a great dip buying opportunity. But right now, as we speak, it's looking really bullish. The setup, once it breaks out of this, it created all-time high around 567, 566. Once it breaks out and create new high, I think 600, 650, 665, 712. We'll talk about them as we progress, but right now it's looking really bullish. And also, if you look at the flow for PANW here, look how bullish the flow is. I mean, even if you know, just like set the bids on, I mean, this is insanely bullish flow for this stock. And keep this in mind, though, these are for 17th of um, May 2022. So these are out money calls, but these are also not weeklies on PanW. So someone has paid big premium, and this spread is also wide here, super wide spread on PanW. So you have to wait for the dips on this one. Um, but overall, really bullish flow. Um, out of money leaps are being purchased here, and this one is going to be on the watch list every day from next week, next couple of weeks. Um, and then next one I want to talk about is Tesla. Now, like Tesla has been on a non-stop run. I know I have so many um, lines on Tesla. Let me just remove some of these. But yeah, I mean, Tesla just ripped through the major resistance like it was nothing. And right now, the stock, like it broke out of this cup formation. It retested this, filled the gap, and then now it's back up again. And in 3 days, is just gained this life-changing money. Yeah, 20% on Tesla, 170 points. That is insane. And now if you look at Tesla, if I remove this, now it looks like a channel, you know. So updating the charts right in front of you, this is my process. And when I look at this now, I think the room to go for Tesla is maybe to 1,110. I think that's where we'll start seeing some selling pressure. That is a supply area which has been kind of not really tested, and then the major supply area is right here, right this area around 1175 to 2000, oh, 1200, so definitely I think Tesla, I mean, if you look at the flow for Tesla, is just like after Elon sold, if you look at the flow for Tesla here, it's just incredibly bullish flow for Tesla, especially for within 30 days. If you look at within 30 days, we are looking at, if you look at the chart, it is almost 85% bullish. And the strike price we target is 1100, and that's for January 1st, 2022. So, which is literally upcoming week. Um, so definitely bullish chart. Keep in mind though, if you remove this 30 days, there's a $16 million put, but that's also for 2022. So someone is starting to kind of um, open a short position here for Tesla. And once you look through that, it's still bullish, but then the charts kind of change, and we are seeing $1,000 put here, and 18th of March 2022, and then also 20th of January 2023. So someone is buying leaps puts, which makes sense because there might be some sell off on Tesla after run off couple days. So, in my opinion, I think what might happen is that we'll see retest of this channel, and then it might retest this area again for the next leg up. We'll revalidate it, but for now, Tesla is, uh, you know, stock we're watching top of my watch list. If it breaks through 1075, 1077, I think next target here for us would be 1100. So that's 30 point, which is pretty good. I think Tesla has room to go 30, 40 points more. So definitely watching Tesla. Now let's look at the next stock I want to talk about is Uber. Now looking at the Uber chart here, it is a falling wedge. It filled all these gaps here. This gap was filled. It had previous gap here, which was filled. All gaps have been filled for Uber. It is a falling wedge setup here, and the flow has been incredibly bullish. I covered Uber last week as well. It was at 38, 39 area. Since then it has moved 5 points up. Now it is approaching this channel resistance right here, and what that means is that I'm expecting it to kind of consolidate around this area. Maybe it comes back to 41.3. That would be a good buying opportunity for next leg up. But looking at the flow for Uber, incredibly bullish flow. The most bullish flow I've seen actually in from Friday, to be honest. I mean, look at this, 86.2% bullish flow, and these calls are for 18th of February 2022, which is next year. And then the calls being targeted is 47.5 is the strike, 45 is the strike. So 47.5 is still far, is 4 or 5 points away. And that's significant amount of money for Uber contracts. And I think once we get a good dip buying opportunity, and if you look at the weekly chart here for Uber, you can see that the RSI is kind of curling back up, and also the weekly chart is looking really good. Couple days of consolidation would be amazing. We can get low IV, and then ultimately, if it decides to break out, that would be cool. But it does depends on price action. This name has had bullish flow in the past, but that has not correlated with the price action. So we have to be super careful with Uber I don't think I will be interested in buying calls right now for weekly or 2 weeks out at this point of time. I think I would like it to kind of come back here, retest this area, and then move up. But we'll watch this every day. Next, I want to talk about is Apple. Now, I know a lot of folks are bullish on Apple, but from my perspective, I think what I think is going on with Apple is that the reason for this run up, even after lackluster, I would say, earnings call for future guidance, I think it was because all the hedge funds and big money was parking the money in Apple because they were getting out of the other names for year end and rebalancing and tax purpose rebalancing. And now, since that is almost going to get over next week, um, I think they will start to take profits from Apple and move the money to other stocks, which have been performing poorly. And this is the reason why I am, kind of bearish on Apple. And if you look here on the 4 hour chart of Apple, you see here it's kind of forming this pattern here. And I think if it gets rejected here at 177, let's say, then we are looking at, if it breaks below 175, we are looking at it to kind of retest 170 area. Around that 170 is a buy zone. And then if it drops more, we'll evaluate. But right now, I think Apple can drop 4 or 5%. um, it might break out and retest 180 would be a good short entry in my opinion, or even I would say 177.8, 178 would be another one, but we'll see how it goes. In my opinion, I think Apple has more downside. And also, if we look at the flow um, for Apple for Friday, a lot of bearish bets. This is sorted by premium. You can see here 175 premium and 170 put for January 21st. Um, and if you look at the overall flow, 60% bearish. And we are looking at 21st of January, we are looking at 170 and 175 puts being purchased. There are some bullish call activity for 180, but that's not big money. I think that this is the big money here. So that's why I'm saying that, we might see 180 um, on December 31st, before that, and then we might see sell off. So 180 would be a good entry. So just waiting to see how it does. If it breaks out, we can buy calls for 180, and then we can switch to puts. But for now, let's see how it goes. Everything depends on the market. Next one I want to talk about is Netflix. Now, Netflix is an interesting chart for sure. We are seeing a falling wedge setup here on Netflix on a daily chart. This is a falling wedge. It rebounded from this EMA, perfect bounce, and then 3 strong days, and now it's looking for a reversal actually. Broke out, it's above the CMA. I think the next CGS resistance is around 625. And also, if you look at the, like from a weekly perspective for Netflix, it broke out of this consolidation area, created a new high, retested it, and now it's continuing its next leg up. If you look at the 4 hour chart for Netflix, it looks like the next real resistance is around like 630 area. 632, 6. So we have to, I think we still have room to go for Netflix. And also, Netflix is a good swing stock to swing actually, like, because, you could have swung Netflix at double top and it was a perfect swing here. So once it picks a direction after, I would like it to consolidate here a couple of days and then move up, but we don't know if that's going to happen. Looking at the flow for Netflix here, Netflix has a bullish flow. You see here, we are looking at 76% bullish flow, and for 21st of January, we're looking at 630 call and 650 as well. So that's what I was talking about. So Netflix is definitely top of the watch list. We have the targets here around 623, 630, but in my opinion, if you're swinging Netflix, 630 would be my target, or around 640, which would create a head and shoulder, and then we'll see what happens next. This is a head, this is shoulder, head, shoulder. If it creates one, who knows? It might just create and like retest the all-time high. We don't know. But right now, I'm just looking at the chart and looking at everything else. It's a bullish chart, bullish flow, and also communication sector is hot because of the Omicron news. So just looking at the facts right now, and let's reevaluate Netflix. But Netflix on top, as usual, top of watch list along with Tesla. Netflix is something you can trade intraday, Uber as well, Tesla as well. Next stock I want to talk about is CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike, if you see here, had a squeeze fire to the downside, and it is a bear flag. I'll be honest, it is a bear flag. It was a rising wedge setup here, broke out of this rising wedge setup, and then it went all the way down back to this demand area, 185. CrowdStrike has a lot of upgrades. Another thing to keep in mind is that PanW and CrowdStrike have similar business model as, PanW is into hardware as well, but they have software division as well. And if you look at this chart here, yes, it does look like a bear flag, but it looks like it's about to break out of this bear flag. It's curling up. And once it's above this 212, 213 area, we are looking at next target around 225. I think 225 is a good area, good strike to target here for crowd. This is like a previous zones here: supply, demand, and then finally CMA as well. So you might retest the CMA. It's above this one for now, so it's curling back up. RSI is curling back up. If you look at the flow for crowd, they just these are out of money. And if you can see here clearly 220, 250, but it's still 2023. So let's try to do this for 60 days. And then you have 21st of January 220. So someone is buying the dip. 220 is the strike which I told you about, which is right here. So keep keep crowd in your watch list. I will do that same. If it breaks below 200, we are looking at a retest of 188, which is possible, or I can go further below to 168. Depends on the overall market, how the market behaves. But in my opinion, if you look at the monthly chart here, um, this is not a good sign. It's curled down, so it needs to reverse back up. Um, and the reversal point on the monthly chart would be around 221. So we have how many days left? Like 4 or 5 days left. So if we get a reversal hammer here, let's say, and that would mean it's around 230. So that's the reason why I'm thinking about monthly closing candles now. And if it can't, then we can possibly see more downside on this one. I don't like when EMAs curl back down, but right now it might reverse back. So hopefully that happens. Next stock I want to talk about is LAZR, laser. Now, this company is producing manufacturing auto parts. And what's the news? Increases the stock repurchase plan more than 300 million. Um, Notes of offering was because of, so there was some misunderstanding, I guess. Um, so it intends to use that for share repurchase. Okay, this is on a weekly chart. We are looking at squeeze here, RSI divergence, bullish divergence here, triple bottom, and then also strong close last 3 weeks. Actually, last 2 weeks very strong close, and the daily chart also looking like a snack right now. Um, I think the short-term targets would be 18.78, 18.9, which is 19. I think $20 is possible, and then 22, 23. Uh, if it breaks out of this wedge and we can see some strong volume breakout, like this one here, strong volume, that would be nice. Then we can possibly see it retest 23. Um, and if you look at the flow for laser, you can see someone purchased for 31st, which is in next week expiration, $75,000, 5,000 contracts for $19, and the stock is at 18. So that's pretty solid actually, for a stock which is not really large cap, unknown name. And if you look at $19 from here is like 10% move. So around 10% move would be nice to capture. That's why it is on my watch list. And interesting chart. I thought I would share a unique name with you guys this time rather than sharing what everyone is. So keep this one on your watch list. Another one I want to talk about is, I think this is the final one, is BBio. And BBio, if you look here at the flow, look at that. Extremely bearish flow. We are seeing $25 put for 21st of January, all of them. This is, I mean, like, how much is this in premium? We are talking about 90% bearish activity on this one, billions of dollars. This is a cross purchase though, which I don't personally like cross orders, but I mean, you can't really deny this bearish setup going on. And if you look here, it tried to call back up, got rejected, and now it's just like consolidating around this area. This does look bullish, but I'm not gonna touch this one until it kind of shows some kind of signal where it's heading towards. I think, excuse me, a good area to short would be around 38, below 38. I think this breaks 38 area. I think we can buy 35 ports, but I mean, I don't know why these guys are targeting $25 ports, to be honest, but I just thought the flow was super interesting. Chart is in a complete downtrend here, and it tried to break out, got rejected again. So this is the reason why I think there is more downside possible here. If you look at the monthly chart here, um, nothing to say about it. And if you look at the fib levels here, um, from let's say this area here to around this. Oh yeah, do I reset my fibs? So what if I apply defaults? What happens? Yeah, apologize for this. No background needed. Okay, so yeah, I mean, like, it's just to show you demonstration purpose. It is hanging on the 0.618 fib right now, and that's acting as a support, which is right here at $40. If it goes below $40 on monthly close, could be interesting short opportunity. So yeah, keep this one on your radar. And then last one I want to talk about is BIIB. I think I talked about Biogen actually. So I think these are all. I do have a couple other setups, but I'm not going to talk about it. We'll see how they perform over the week. But these are, I think they are quite a lot setups this time. But I think the main ones I'm targeting are Tesla, Uber, Netflix, and Crowd and Apple. I think these you can trade on a daily basis, and I like to trade that until we have a clear trend on market where the market is heading towards. Okay, so guys, please like and subscribe. I'm on vacation, still providing for you guys free of cost, also in place. So have a good rest of your week. See you all later. Bye.